Welcome everyone back to Then and Now. I'm Julian Zelizer of the Longview.
And I'm Jonathan Alter of Old Goats.
So, John, the government shutdown continues, and this weekend we might reach a point, it's looking like it, where food stamps, a major program for nutrition and hunger, would expire for millions of Americans who would lose these benefits. And for the then and now, was thinking back to 1964 when President Lyndon Johnson takes a program that had first been put into place in 1939 under Secretary of Agriculture Henry Wallace. Then President John Kennedy in 1961 turned it into a pilot program, allowing people to purchase these stamps and then use the stamps to buy food. In 1964, LBJ, in LBJ-like fashion, pushes this through Congress, a Democratic Congress, as part of this broad Great Society. And it's an important program, and states still have a lot of authority at the outset in determining how this would work. People, as in the pilot program, will purchase stamps that they could then use. And when he signs it in August of 64, Johnson says, "It is one of many sensible and needed steps we have taken to apply the power of America's new abundance to the task of building a better life for every American," which was the essence of the Great Society, to use the wealth of the country to alleviate poverty and to make the nation better, a great society. It grows pretty quickly. I looked it up. There's about 500,000 by April of 1965, over 1 million people by March of 66. And in the 70s and 80s, the program expands significantly. So here's this program that became ingrained into our social safety net and the food many people count on. And here we are in this government shutdown with this on the line. What are your thoughts?
So, in the period of the 1960s, you're talking about a much, much smaller group of hungry Americans who are benefiting from food stamps. The program now is 40 million people. We're not talking here about a program for some people who are, I don't know, somehow viewed as extremely hungry. It's a major social support program, kind of like Social Security, and just a little bit more on the history of it before it was changed from food stamps to Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, SNAP. It really grew as a result of a bipartisan effort spearheaded by two farm state senators, one on the left, George McGovern, and the other on the right, Bob Dole of South Dakota and Kansas, respectively. And what they figured out was that this could be a win-win program, really good for American farmers as well as for Americans who needed help in paying their grocery bills. Again, this went from something that that aided very poor people to something that helps large numbers of people who just aren't able to make ends meet. And I think there's still a little bit of a stereotype that this is something that helps, poor minorities. Most food stamp recipients are white. Most of them do not live in dense urban areas. This is a huge program that helps, 15% of the American people. And so when it goes dark, as it's about to do in the next couple of days, these members of Congress are going to be hearing from their constituents.
Well, Lyndon Johnson would be pretty devastated to see where we have reached right now. Let's hope it doesn't happen. But thanks for the conversation, an important one to have. Talk to you next week, John.
Thanks, Julian.
Bye-bye.